working on something different than what I'm used to working on, but this is the kind of stuff I like. What we have here is a 353 Detroit. It's 3-cylinder, 53 cubic inch per cylinder, and it's 2-stroke. It's got the blower on it, and it's, to me, it's fairly modern for a 2-stroke. This is like an 84 or 86 model. I guess it's powered I think they said it powered an irrigation unit, ran a generator, one of the center pivots, I don't know. The old guy died. This was in the corner of his barn, and I picked it up because I kind of wanted to play with it. Hadn't planned on filming it, but then I figured, why not? Be kind of neat. Really hadn't seen anyone start one of these without having full runaway, so I'll kind of explain to you how we're going to start it without having just a full straight to the governor runaway, and still can't promise you anything. Now, don't quote me on this because it's been a while since I messed with one of these. It's been years. But what causes them to run away is after they're shut down, I think the rack goes to full fuel, which is these all the way in, I believe. And they'll get stuck in like that, which is full. And when they're stuck like that and you turn this thing over, it's going to give it all the fuel it can give. And there's no way you're going to control it because these things are stuck pretty hard. I guess they just get gummed up from sitting and stuff, and that's what causes it. This one, on the other hand, because of the way this shutoff solenoid is set up, you can see that's on when it's pulled in and spring loaded for off when it shuts down. And the two outer ones were stuck in the off position, so even if you fed this thing fuel, I don't think it was ever going to start just running one cylinder. Maybe. I'm not sure on these, but probably not. So what I went and did, and this is something I don't ever see people do, I'll just stick 12 volts and fuel to them and end of the world because it's screaming. Some guys don't know. Some guys do it for views. Us younger guys that do this full runaway, I'm not going to blame you, because if it hadn't been for, seeing a few videos of this doing that and figuring out why they do it, I wouldn't know either. We'd be making a runaway video too. So, not bashing them. It's just before our time, and a lot of us don't know this. So all I did was put some vice grips there. I believe that's the fuel feeder return. Doesn't matter. It goes into the injector. I used a combination of brake cleaner, WD-40, and some transmission fluid, and just worked this until they were free. And these two outer ones were stuck, like I said. But if you see now, totally free, so now the governor has control of the rack. And if you see, you pull the shutdown and then run this throttle, you can see them move. There's not a lot of movement. I don't know if that's normal or if this is set up to run like continuous 2100, 1800. I don't know. But what I'm going to do is put these vice grips there, and I'm going to run it manually, starting with the cover off. So hopefully that explains how this works, and you guys kind of have a visual. So this is your governor up in here. I think this controls your idle. There's a buffer deal. It's been a while since I messed with one, and I had to read up on it. Basically, turns it on. Stuff happens in the governor. This little rod moves it and simultaneously moves your, what they call your rack. And what the rack does, how these work, is the injector lobe comes up, pushes down on the top of the injector. When it hits the pop pressure, it'll spray at the right time. And this rack, basically it's like a one of those old school water hose nozzles. You squeeze it one way, it's full flow. Squeezes the other, it shuts it down. And that's pretty simpleton way of explaining this. They're very simple engines. And yeah, that's all there is to it. So enough of me explaining it. Let's just see if this thing runs, because I'm really curious. I can see old guys back in the day cursing this, trying to do something on one of these like on the side of the road or a truck stop, because you don't have a whole lot of room to get this wrench in there. And it's probably not the right wrench. Probably supposed to use like a line wrench with a crow's foot type deal, but I'm sure back in the day they didn't, and they griped. But back in the day, they probably never had to work on an ISX or a 6.4 Power Stroke. Gladly take this any day of the week. But I saw this and thought it was funny. I was like, I bet there was guys back in the day that griped, and I'm sure if they came to today, they wouldn't gripe anymore once you put them back in 1970. I'm gonna try a new angle out. Got you on my chest. So we're gonna do something that apparently they used to do in ancient times, from what I was told by some old guy that owned a trucking company. Apparently the story was that, I guess his dad died, his mom died, or they both died at the same time, I don't remember, and his siblings didn't want it, so he got the trucking company, and this was way back in the day. Anyway, whether this is right or wrong, I don't know. It works for me. We're kind of just going to hack this thing together for, a couple test runs to play with. So, let me begin by telling you what we're going to do. I'm going to fill this full of lead and then dunk our deal in there, our cable. Should work good enough. Is that the right way? Wrong way? Who knows? So we can get our lighter going. Don't move to Texas, guys. It sucks. There we go. So what you can do is heat this and probably melt your cable in the process. So all you do is you go in there and it'll start melting it and fill it up with, molten lead. There it goes. I don't know how much lead's enough, but I go about halfway. Just like that. Keep some heat on it. And that should do it. Uh-oh. That's not good. But we got our cable done. I should probably tend to that, huh? There you go. Simple. The lead was trying to sneak out of the middle of it right there, but I don't care. It'll run. Don't want to make another wildfire. And yeah, that's all there is to that. There we go. Here in a minute, that'll be the least of our problems. It'll be noise pollution here in a second. So yeah, usually what I'll do is I'll crimp them after I do that. Heat shrink, of course, and between the lead, the crimp, heat shrink, you'll have it's not going to come apart, and you should have a good thing for the electrons to flow through. Electrons. I don't know. This is probably what's going to happen if it gets so hot. Melt the lead and it'll pop off and make my day a lot worse. And I know better, but we're going to do it anyway. Almost ready, but the responsible thing would be to put one of these mufflers on there. I don't know if you can hear, but other than the wind noise, it's silent. But there's not enough room for a muffler, so that's still going to kick up dust. There we go. Make sure there's no snakes in it. And yeah, I think this is going to do it. As far as dust control goes, I don't think that's going to do it, except send it that way. So that way our fan can suck it up. Send it in here. I do have the valve cover, but I want to be able to control this rack like this, because I don't trust the governor. Also have our shutoff wired up. So that should be full fuel. That should be no fuel. Would, could, should, who knows. About to find out. Oh, that's good to get caught up like that for an emergency situation. That's going to be exciting. Haven't decided if I want to put you on my head or on my chest again, because it's going to take 2 hands to operate this. Oh yeah, and here's our fuel. I believe This is our return because it's coming off the cylinder head, somewhere up in there. This is our feed line. I'm going to, I'll pre-fill this with some ATF, so that way you don't have this huge column of air it's trying to suck through. And we got some quality fuel that's mixed with some oil. And that's from a truck in a video you haven't seen yet. I think this is gonna work out great. So I don't know how much of this you're seeing, but hopefully it's working. This is some Chinese deal I picked up somewhere. Couldn't tell you where. If you go back, you'll understand why I don't remember a lot of this stuff. But I have it, decided to try it out. And here we are. We'll see how much 3 feet of 3/8 fuel line, how much ATF it can hold, if any. I don't even know if that filter is full. They had fuel coming out of the cylinder head when I pulled that return line off the filter head, but who knows. This will be good for the injectors, even though they say, oh, it doesn't work. It works. There's more proof in it working than what your scientific papers say. I'm just gonna shove that in there. I don't have a rag, I don't think. Let me grab a rag and deal with this, and then we'll see if it'll start. Okay, so here we go. I've been around these, so that's what these are for. I know better, especially with that straight pipe. So hopefully this will come out good because you're on my chest. First time doing it, so if it sucks, I'll probably know before you do because I'll see it when I edit. So this goes like that. Like that. I don't think this whippy battery is going to turn it over, but you know, you can always try. It'd be a little battery that could. Got that. Okay, let's see what happens. Kind of nervous because I don't want runaway, but whatever. Okay, what do we have now? We have stuck injectors. Why do we have stuck injectors? Ooh. Let's take this off. The whole thing gets stuck? No. That's not good. See, that's what I was talking about, them getting stuck. So that one's still good. This one's good enough. The one I didn't do anything to, this was the one that was free to start with, is not free. Okay, let me put my concoction in it, see if I can get it freed up, and we'll try again. I got it all freed up and perfect. Oh, it's probably too rough on it because I heard this, I don't know, noise like gear skipping. So this injector might severely overfuel or underfuel. I don't know, but then that makes me wonder if someone tried to start this before, did they do it to all of them? So it's gonna, you know, be uncontrollable by the rack because there's no telling where they're at. I don't know, because if you see, that one springs back. Maybe it does spring back. I don't know. And another thing I did too was I unhooked the shutdown just in case. So the way this works is there's a flap in there. Let me see if I can get this. One moment. So that's a two-hand job. So like I said, it's a flap. I disconnected the electrical part from it so I can do it manually. So if it runs away, all you do is pull that up. I don't know if you heard it go, that pop noise, but it springs shut and it'll just starve this thing. And like you see, just springs closed. All right, let's try take two. Okay, so hopefully you can see. Maybe that'll help you out better. This is new, learning as I go. So we're gonna hook that up. Get this out of the way. Oh wait, forgetting something. All right, take two, guys, or three. I don't know what this is. Let's take one of them. So, I don't like this. I'm gonna put you guys where you guys can actually like see this thing start. In case you're wondering, yeah, that's smoking. We'll just control it like this. Need ether. All right, got my favorite stuff. Let's try it again. Almost. I cut the rack off. I get to see the idle by itself. So since I couldn't find anything online on how to do this, basically this nut that's got the 7/16 and the little Allen head in the back adjusts your idle speed. And all I did was hold this, the stud sticking out, back off that nut, and then twist this in. And you want to do it while, you know, your shut off, your rack's in the on position. And I could watch it as I screwed it in, slowly push that in, and then started it, and then kind of fine-tuned it. They want it, I read 500 RPM idle. I don't know what it is. You have to remember a 2-stroke will sound like it's going double the RPM that it's going, because every time that piston comes up, it fires. So anyway, thought it was pretty cool. Let's see if it runs away. So we got that on. Where's our big screwdriver? There it is. So it should just fire right off. Yeah, look at that. It just idles. Tighten it down and it'll work. That governor's a little gummy, I think, but where I had it set, it worked good. Getting oil. That'll probably take your foot off. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Let's go ahead and put our valve cover back on. Maybe. But I guess that's how these things were back in the day, high sulfur. That's probably about the same. So I'm impressed. It doesn't even load. That is so cool. These auction finds like this. Be my luck I do that in the rack hangs, but what we got that deal over there for. So let me shut it off. So there you have it. Hope you guys like it. It'll be on eBay within a couple weeks of seeing this video, so if you want it, look on there, because I think it's a really low hour engine, to be honest. There we go, keeping me from talking because they're around my neck. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have a couple more coming up that I'm filming, but they're taking a little bit longer. So anyway, guys, appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time. Real quick before I go, something I thought I'd add. I wonder if this isn't like a fresh overhaul. These things are known for leaks, and there's not a single leak on here. And if it had been out in the field running and then they put it up for the season, it doesn't have signs of being washed, and there's no oil leaks anywhere on here. It's just an observation while I was putting up tools. But anyway, figured I'd point that out. I didn't wash it. I don't think the guy that bought it had it washed it. So maybe it's new, who knows, but it runs fantastic, and I love these old engines. Anyway, so thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you later.